Week 10 of the 2023 NFL season starts Thursday, and what a dog of a game. I mean, woof. It is 8:15 p.m. on Prime on Thursday. The Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears. Can I just skip this one and move on to the next? No? All right, I have to make a pick, I guess. All right, I'll pick the Bears to win this one. Two worst teams in the NFL right now. One win for Carolina, two wins for Chicago. Although Carolina did come close to winning last week, as did the Bears against the New Orleans Saints. Both came up short. And here we are, week number 10. The season is halfway over, and I'm currently 78 wins and 58 losses. I was 8-6 last week. Got to improve on that, for sure. Now we move on to the Sunday games, and yes, the one last time they're in Germany in 2023, the NFL is, the New England Patriots, having one of their worst seasons in a long time, take on the Indianapolis Colts in Frankfurt, Germany. It's a 9:30 a.m. kickoff Eastern Time on NFL Network. And I was thinking of taking the Patriots, and then I realized that would be a mistake. I'm going to take the Colts in this one. Guten Tag. Auf Wiedersehen, New England. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, now we move on to the 1 p.m. games on Sunday. The Houston Texans at the Cincinnati Bengals. It looks like Cincinnati's got their footing. At least Dave Portnoy, the of Barstool Sports, he's got Cincinnati winning it all, and he put like 60 grand down. And I think he'll make $1 million if Cincinnati wins the Super Bowl. Now, I've got Cincinnati winning as well, but I did that for free. I don't get anything in return, unless I wager something very soon to do that, although I'm in a place where I can't wager. DraftKings isn't available in my neck of the woods, so I really can't wager anything in terms of money, financial gain, unless I move now someplace, but I don't envision that anytime soon. Also at 1 p.m. on Fox, Sunday, the Pastronaut, Mr. Dobbs himself, and the Minnesota Vikings, their season is saved, hosting the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a good game, I think, because the Saints have a good defense, and their offense at times is good. It's kind of shabby here and there, but it is a good enough offense. They got the win against the Chicago Bears last Sunday in New Orleans, but now they are in Minnie. And I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. They're riding the hot hand right now, sans Kirk Cousins, who's out for the rest of the regular season with an Achilles injury. And no, he's not going to come back sooner like Aaron Rodgers, or it's believed that Aaron Rodgers will be coming back soon because, well, Cousins hurt himself kind of late in the season, week 8, whereas Rodgers was the first game of the regular season. A little bit more time to heal up. But I'm going to take Minnesota in this one. Although Minnesota doesn't play all that well at home, they look like they're one of those cardiac teams, like the cardiac kids. They could be one of those teams that's has a thrill or a flair for the dramatic. They wait for the thrill at the end. They get your heart racing full of stress, and then, hey, they get it done in the end, right? Next, 1 p.m. on CBS, a rematch of Super Bowl 45 between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And despite the game being in Pittsburgh, I'm going to take Green Bay in this one. There's a couple of injuries that Pittsburgh has that I think is really going to hamper them down. And they'll take Green Bay to win their second game in a row. And 1 p.m. on CBS, the Tennessee Titans, who look like they're going to have Will Levis the rest of the regular season, at the Tampa Bay Bucks, who are starting to fall on hard times. And I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Bucks to edge this one out in a close one. No, excuse me. Tennessee. Why did I pick Tampa Bay? No, I have Tennessee. That's right. Why did I write Tampa Bay? No, I wrote Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. I've got Tennessee winning, not Tampa Bay. How about this one? This one should be on Sunday Night Football. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the San Francisco 49ers is 1 p.m. on Fox. This one should be prime time, not the Jets and the Raiders. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, Jacksonville, they're one of the hot teams right now, and I think the Niners are going to lose this one. They're going to lose their third game in a row. They're going to lose their third game in a row? Yeah, they're going to lose this one, I think. I think Jacksonville's going to win. It's in Jacksonville. And despite the rest that both teams had, I think Jacksonville's just riding the hot hand. And I think they're going to be one of the marquee teams moving forward. Not to say that San Francisco isn't. They're going through it right now. Let them go through it. And then I think they'll be in there among the top teams in the NFL when it's all said and done. 1 p.m. on Fox, an AFC North division matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. It's in Baltimore, and I want to take Cleveland, but I just think Baltimore is a little bit better. As the Browns like to call the Ravens the rat birds. I'm going to take those rat birds. And speaking of birds, another game that goes to the birds. The Atlanta Falcons and the Arizona Cardinals. 4:05 p.m. on CBS. I think the Falcons will clip the Cardinals' wings in the desert. 4:05 p.m. on CBS. And this actually is a good one if you want to base on what happened on Monday Night Football between the Los Angeles Chargers hosting the Detroit Lions, who got a bye week. The line right now is kind of moving a little bit. And I told you we're not going to get back into the moving the lines, but it's a close one. See, I thought Detroit would have like a close to double-digit lead or a double-digit lead in terms of the spread. But no, it's actually quite close. It's Inglewood, California as the site. But I'm going to take Detroit in this one. As opposed to the one coming up now at 4:25 p.m. on Fox between the New York Football Giants, who look hapless right now, and the Dallas Cowboys, who don't. It's like a 15.5. This might be a stone-cold lead pipe lock. I'm going to bring that back, apparently. If you have a survivor pool and you haven't picked the Cowboys, you might want to pick the Cowboys in this one. Because that's what I'm doing. I don't have a survivor pool. I stopped the survivor pool in the late 2000s. Long story. I'll talk about it at some point. Next, at 4:25 p.m., you've got the Washington Commanders at the Seattle Seahawks. Washington at Seattle, Washington. Get it? I'm going to take the Seabags in this one. Next, Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. kickoff on NBC. It's the New York Football Jets at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders look happy. They don't have Josh McDaniels as their head coach anymore. They're playing basketball. They're smoking stogies. They're beating up on the New York Football Giants. And I don't think they're going to beat up on the New York Football Jets, but I think they're going to beat the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is coming closer and closer to returning, and I think he's going to. If you saw him in warm-ups, he doesn't have a brace on. He is throwing drop-back passes of well over 55 yards. He might be back before Black Friday, which is rapidly approaching. That's a Miami Dolphins. I believe it's the Jets-Dolphins on Black Friday. Yeah. He might be back before then. He might be back before his 40th birthday, which is December 2nd. And then Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills hosting the Denver Broncos. And right now I was going to say right now the line. I'm not talking about the line. It's the Broncos. So I'm going to take the Bills in this one. Teams on bye, the reigning defending undisputed Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning defending undisputed NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, who, by the way, both of them meet up next week, the Los Angeles Rams, who just signed Carson Wentz to be the backup to Matt Stafford or possibly become the guy because Stafford has that bum thumb, and then the Miami Dolphins, who I think are for real. I don't think they're frauds. I think they'll go to the playoffs, but who knows what happens when you go to the playoffs after. The Dolphins, I don't know if they're for real in terms of Super Bowl. I'd like to say that they are. They got to beat teams with winning records, and they don't seem to really do that, although they did come close against Kansas City. Okay, to recap, I've got Chicago, Indy in Germany, Cincy, Minnesota, Green Bay, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Atlanta, Detroit, Dallas, Seattle, Las Vegas, and Buffalo. And that's it. That's the list. Now, the reason why I posted this today is because I'll be busy with a radiothon tomorrow. I will have J-Dawg today, tomorrow, because that's only like a minute, whereas this is near 10 minutes or less. I'll be back doing this at my regular time next Thursday at around 4 p.m. Eastern. The recap will be Tuesday at its usual time around 10:30 a.m. J-Dawg today, I talked about Miss May, Mrs. May, who was my concert choir teacher at Concord High School, who passed away after an illness. And when I was there at Concord High School, she was known as Miss Kazimirchek, or Miss K, or Miss Kaz, or Mrs. Kaz, I should say. But I do miss her, and thanks for teaching me some music and knowing the difference between a soprano, an alto, a tenor, and a bass. I talk about that on today's edition of J-Dawg Today. Check that out, please. Especially you alum that knew Mrs. May, or Miss May, or Mrs. Kaz, Miss K. A whole lot of names. I guess that's a good thing. And then tomorrow, there'll be more music to talk about. That's a tease on J-Dawg today. All right, enjoy this. Like, comment, subscribe. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you like me, if you hate me, it helps the algorithms either way. Just watch me and then like, comment, subscribe. And I will talk to you next Thursday for week 11 of J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks. J-Dawg today, tomorrow, the recap next Tuesday, and then J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks at its rightful time on a Thursday at around 4 p.m. Eastern. See yous.